I can admit when I was wrong, and I gotta apologize to my people at Ford because I talked a lot of trash in a video last year, and I went back and watched that video because based off my research, I was wrong. And Ford was right because they know more than us in a lot of cases, although I still don't agree with a lot of things they do. But you know, the reality is, I will admit I was wrong. Now, real quickly, you guys see this Platinum here? Has no clearance lights, okay? Now, this is a Platinum here. It's not the Plus like that one, but I just think clearance lights really make these Super Duties and HD pickups. I'm just saying, I mean, if you want to buy a truck without, you know, clearance lights, I get that, because some people don't like the idea that they can leak. But you might as well just buy a half ton. I mean, they don't come with them and they're not even available, so just pick that one. If I had to buy a truck today, I would probably buy this one for sure because I like the clearance lights. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the video. I'm going to bring back that article I read last year. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just want to point out a few things to you, and then we're going to jump into the video. Now, I will admit, the reason why I was talking a lot of trash is because of how Car Buzz titled this article. It basically says here, I'll show it to you. Ford blames the pandemic for recalling almost 300,000 trucks. When I read that, I was like, you cannot blame the pandemic on your issues. You already knew the CP4 had failures based off of GM's issues. And obviously you guys know Ram decided to do that same song and dance with the CP4, had their issues. They had a massive recall on the CP4. But unfortunately, I actually agree with Ford's thinking, because you guys remember I did a video on fuel. I talked about the type of fuel you should avoid. Now, that's kind of what got me thinking. I said, man, I did a video on this and I had to go through all my videos. It took me about a week to find it because, you know, I post a lot of videos. And when I found it, I rewatched the video, and that's how I was able to find this article again too, because I couldn't find the article, so I had to find the video to find the article. Now, with that being said, here's what they basically talk about. They're not talking about biodiesel, because if you're using biodiesel, obviously you're not going to have issues. It's old biodiesel. Now, in the comment section, can anyone explain why old biodiesel is bad? I'm going to probably mention it in this video, but stay tuned for this weekend, because I'm going to do a follow-up video on this, because we need to take a stand on diesel. Okay, so they basically found that old biodiesel found to be contaminating pumps. That's what it says here. So they did some teardowns and analysis in 2024, showed that aged biodiesel fuel had been sitting in storage tanks for too long, and it was causing issues. Ford could even link biodiesel requirements and average temperatures in an area to spot where the failures were happening. Now, Ford says that as of November 2024, it had 3,070 warranty reports, but was not aware of accidents, injuries, or fires. The Bosch CP4 pump that is in the affected models already had a sketchy history. You guys know about the ones in the GM trucks from 2011 to 2016, and the ones in the Ram trucks from 2019 to 2020, I believe it was, 2021. The issue affects 295,000 trucks, okay? And lastly, the software fix that they had was supposed to help with cooling. So that's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys out of this article. But yes, they were blaming these issues on age-old biodiesel and pretty much the deposits that were created because of that. Now, I want to say, and someone can maybe chime in the comment section, didn't they do an updated pump? Because this article came out in 2025, basically the beginning of 2025. And so I want to say, did Ford do some updates with like clearance on the CP4 on these newer trucks? I can't remember now. Someone can maybe chime in the comment section, but this is what pretty much got me thinking. If you don't know why biodiesel, and specifically old biodiesel, is bad, it's simply because of oxidation. See, sulfur diesel, or crude diesel, I should say, does not oxidize like B20. And R99 is pretty much the same story. It doesn't oxidize like B20. See, B20, and I could be saying this wrong, is like the makeup of like animal fats, things like that, which can produce acids. Hence why if you're running B20, you probably don't want to be running that and driving a lot in the city, because you don't want fuel dilution to happen. Obviously, if you're having to live in these colder climates like I do, you don't want to be letting your trucks idle for more than a couple minutes. I would say 2 minutes tops, or just plug your truck in so that way you can just drive it and go. But yes, in the video I do this weekend, hopefully, and I want to say hopefully because sometimes things happen, but yeah, hopefully this weekend I will be posting a video about R99 and R95. So you cannot get it mixed up. And so I met a guy probably 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now, I can't remember. He was at a campground. He was from Europe, and they actually moved here on a visa for work, and he had his car imported here because it was diesel and he had it for a long time and he wanted to continue to use that car. Well, he told me that when he used the fuel in America, the car ran worse than what it did in Europe. And he explained to me that they had premium diesel in Europe and they didn't have that here in the States. And so he said probably the lower sulfur count, which I think they have that too, but he says they don't add anything to the fuels here to really offset what they're taking out, like for like the lubricity. Think about the cetane numbers are higher in Europe too, hence why they have premium diesel. And so he wound up actually shipping the car back home and just buying something here because he didn't want to obviously destroy his engine. So why didn't the EPA or whomever's in charge of this go to Europe and say, what do you guys do for your fuel, and what does the premium makeup give, so that way we can still have efficient, reliable diesels here in the States? I truly believe the main reason why these trucks are having issues is, yes, the emissions equipment, and that is true, but it's not just that. It's everything. Even consider the fact that these trucks have these high pressure fuel pumps that really aren't that reliable either. So these are just some things you need to consider when you are filling up. Last thing I want to mention is, I know a lot of you guys are frustrated about some of the fraud that is happening in our country. We can clearly see lawmakers, people in Congress, just absolutely taking advantage of American people, right? But what's going to happen with these people, even though we know that there's definitely some fraud happening, right? Is anything going to happen to them? Are they going to go to jail? Are they going to at least be fired, right? And I ask this question to you here. How can we make a difference for these expensive trucks that we buy to work with, right? I mean, some of you guys out there need your truck to work. And there have been many, many failures that have happened. People have lost thousands and thousands of dollars. Companies have lost thousands and thousands of dollars. And we know that this crap is not reliable, which is the emissions equipment, EGR, SCR, DLC, DPF. We know these issues, DEF, excuse me, I forgot about that one. We know that these components are not reliable, and they made it to where if you remove them, you could go to jail. So what do we do? How can we make a difference? I would say, how do we start the process by at least getting the best diesel fuel possible for us to use in this country? Because at the end of the day, if we have a better fuel would mean it would actually be more efficient, which is better for the environment. So I hope this video was helpful. I think that we got to start waking up to the fact that they have definitely taken advantage of us, not just financially, but even for what we want to buy. They've tried to control that, and we saw that in the last presidency, guys. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Stay tuned for the next video I do on R99, and I'll see you guys soon.